Hey everybody, what's happening? This is K Doubles, and since my last childhood stories went over so well, I thought I might do some more. So when I was a kid, it's about whenever I was 15 really, I thought I had an awesome idea. I was going to make a bike jump, and not only was it a great idea, we have a pit outside of the town I live in, and whenever it rains a whole lot, it fills up like 10, 15 feet deep. So my dad, brother, and I made this little jump out of like old pallets that we had lying around, and we took it over to the pit. And first we sent my brother on his way down the ramp, and he hits the jump and immediately just like falls forward and goes face first down into the water. And then we set the ramp kind of high up because we want to just like jump high. So he falls probably like 15 feet and like face first into the water and just kind of like sits there for a second, like face down, and we're kind of like starting to get panicked. And then all of a sudden he kind of like rolls over and he's like, "Oh man, that was terrible." And he gets up and he swims to like shore, I guess, like really slowly. And so my dad looks at me and goes, "Well, it's your turn." So I looked at him like he was crazy. He like by that time he has me like on the bike going down the hill, and just like my brother, I shoot off the jump, fall straight forward, and bust as hard as I can, like chest and face, and it was the worst thing ever. And I like struggle to get over to the shore, and whenever I finally make it, I get the bike out to my dad, and he goes down, and he perfectly hits the jump, goes in, lands like bike underneath him, looking all comfortable, and just makes my brother and I just look stupid. So my brother and I just gave up for that day, and the next day we came out. We brought a few friends with us, and the first one to go is like the same guy who was the driver in the other childhood videos, and he's just one of those kids who's good at everything he does. So we're like, "Oh hey, you should try to do a backflip off the bike." So he goes up, he hits the jump, and just launches like probably like a few feet higher than we were going. And he kicks away the bike and starts spinning and doing a backflip, and he like completely over rotates. He ends up like falling, going back first into the water, and he hit it so hard. I swear it could have knocked him out. And he's one of those guys who also like doesn't admit that he felt pain. And he kind of like sits there for a second, and he comes up, he's like, "Ow." And everyone just like, there's probably like 15 people out there, they all just froze. They're like, "Oh my gosh, he just felt pain." So being the guy that he is, he's like, "Oh guys, I gotta go again, I can't end on a bad flop." So I was talking to his sister whenever he was going this time, and he starts riding downhill, he hits the jump and just like launches, kicks away the bike, and perfectly does a backflip. His sister looks at me and goes, "Great, he ruined it. He's great at every other sport, and he ruined this one too. Thanks a lot." And just was mad as can be. And then, so that day, and that was not all that we did that day. After that, we went back to like the old house that we have kind of by there that no one really lives in, and there was a couch that was like, it was old and it needed to be like, I guess, really burnt, honestly. And my brother and I like, "Oh, we can make this really fun." So there's like an old diesel tank that needed to be like emptied and like thrown away somehow, however you dispose of diesel, I guess burn it. And so we filled like a big old jug up with the diesel, and we started like dipping arrows with shirts tied around the end of them, just like a little strip of fabric, into that jug of diesel, and we'd light them on fire and shoot them at the couch. And well, at first we were really just like shooting them up, because we wanted to save the couch until like later at night. So we're like shooting them around, and there's like arrows falling everywhere, or flaming arrows at that. And finally it's like nighttime, and we like soak the couch in diesel and old gasoline, and we start just shooting arrows at it. And like the bows we're shooting are probably like 15-pound bows, and the arrow has to like lob over there since we're like 20 feet away, just like the worst bows ever. And we're shooting it, and then like the arrows are bouncing off and just like not going our way. And so finally I shoot one, it like sticks right in the middle of the cushion. It's like on fire for a minute, and for a second we're all just like, "Oh my gosh, it's gonna work, it's gonna work, it's gonna work." and then it like immediately just like flares up, and this massive fire goes up, and we sit there and watch like a couch burn, like just like probably like 40 gallons of diesel on top of it, and just like burn. It was we were like 20 yards away, and it was like hot back there even, and it was the funnest thing we have ever done. No, definitely not. I've had a crazy childhood, but it was so much fun. And then, like, of course, burning that wasn't enough, so we started finding anything else in the old house that needed to be burned, and just started like shooting arrows at those, and it was a great night. Well, everybody, thanks for coming by. I've got 2 videos right here. I have my first commentary and my first childhood stories. Also, my intro is made by XX12XX. Give him a shout out or something. He did me a big favor. All right, catch you next time.